now we are streaming. So, yeah, I need to freaking advance my timeline because I need these things to work. Because as far as I remember, if we look at the mech wars, I don't think no, mech bay.
Wait, can we feel the lamps? No, you gotta click on date.
Yeah, I can't feel
No.
the lance right now, so I have to advance the time anyway.
Now, if you get desperate enough, you can deploy less than 4 mechs, but that's less than ideal, considering one of the 3 is a locust.
But I could stop work on the spider to clear the queue. Maybe that will make it possible for me to get the blackjack done quicker.
No, that's not how that is not how that works in this game.
Oh,
The
crap.
queue is like XCOM. It is not a queue. It is an event. It is a sequence of events.
Rather
So
than
that
anything.
so if you advance the timeline, the 10 days for your spider and the 11 days on your blackjack will both go down consecutively. The mech techs are working on all your mechs at the same time. It is not like if you hit like advanced timeline.
Yeah, it was worth thinking about it at least.
No, the way that you speed up repair times is when you complete a story mission and you finally get a functioning spaceship.
Okay.
Then you can invest in upgrades that give you more mech techs.
Okay, now I'm ready for a job.
Also, I am confused. I swear to God that said 11 and 10 days, but we did it in like 2.
I don't know how it worked, but apparently there were.
If you remember last stream when we went to repair the blackjack, it said 1 day when we went to refit it. But,
that's why I was thinking that since. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweden.
Why is Sweden calling?
Why is Sweden calling you? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right, I have this priority mission here. Okay, let's do it. Ooh. Time to read a little bit here. Mr. Oliveira, thank you for honoring my request to meet. I am Anna Maria Centrella. Or Centrella. You've heard of my family, I'm sure. I have no idea who the fuck you are, but okay. Lady Centrella, this is a surprise. I wouldn't expect a member of the Canopian royal family to even know who we are, let alone approach us in such a non-traditional manner. It isn't a traditional contract, and I don't need Comstar asking questions. Besides, there's no reason to involve the Mercenary Review Board. I already know that I want to hire you. I have piqued your interest, Commander. So Comstar and the Mercenary.
Well, you don't need a briefing on who Comstar.
No, them I fucking know who they are. Okay, I'm still willing. I want to know more details. Of course. I'd expect nothing less. The job I have for you is relatively simple. I need you to recover something for me, and I need it done quietly. Ooh. In exchange for your services, I will pay down the interest on your rather sizable loans and buy you the breathing room you've been looking for. A fair deal, wouldn't you say? Holy shit, that's a lot of money, isn't it? Would you like to read
Considering drop ships in BattleTech cost literally in the billions of C-bills? Yeah.
And she wants to pay off the interest on the loans, which is phenomenal. So yeah, sure.
The more reason why these are so expensive is because a lot of these starships and dropships rely on Starlink tech that they can't build anymore.
So we're in a Mechanicus situation here.
Yeah. Dropships are, even in modern BattleTech, which, I mean, like, in timeline-wise, warships and stuff like that are still very valuable because, well, they still can't build them. Or at least not very effectively.
Oh, we're going to collect a derelict.
Yes, the Argo.
So you want to read Yang?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how exactly are we supposed to do that? I mean, that's a big ship, and she looks half cannibalized for parts. Look, you can see her ribs in the photo. I'm about as enthusiastic as money as the next guy, but I'm a mech tech, not an aerospace engineer, and I'll be damned if I can get that thing flying.
Relax, Mr. Virtanen. I have engineering staff on hand to attend to the Argo. Their leader, Dr. Farah Murad, has built quite a reputation for herself in the frontier. Goddamn, I can't read today either. You'll find a jump ship waiting for you at Alloway. It will carry you to the pirate moon, where you'll clear a path to the crash site. Dr. Murad and her team will go to work on the derelict, and you will protect them until work is done. This should be well within your capabilities, Commander. Unless I've come to the wrong company, of course. Well, I have my merchant guard, so let's go with that. Makes me sound good. What the fuck? My telephone is going crazy. Then I can see no reason for why you shouldn't accept my offer. Do the job well enough, and there will be more work waiting for you upon your return. Mr. Oliveira will never find you a better opportunity than the one I'm offering, Commander. I can promise you that. Okay, she isn't wrong. We were looking for a lifeline. Here it is. I'm going with the middle one. Very good. I'll forward my contract to Mr. Oliveira. Your reputation is well known within the magistracy. How the fuck? Magistracy?
Magistracy.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I hope that you live up to it. Ta-da! Contract from lady. Ready for review.
Okay, so this is a story mission.
Oh, it is. I thought it was. Oh, right, it was.
So what I recommend is you can do it whenever, really.
Mhm. Okay, so there's no like rush yet.
Yes. Okay. Story missions all work like that. None of them are time sensitive.
Oh, she's going to pay me 1.15 million, so yeah, we can let it wait
Well,
for a little bit.
The thing about this mission is that it is sort of difficult for new players.
Mm-hmm.
I would not recommend bringing a locust.
Yeah.
That is a mission where you definitely need to bring like mechs that are good, that are
Well,
not the locust.
the only thing I have that is heavier than to rotate out the locust is a spider.
Well, that's arguably just as bad.
Mm-hmm. So I should probably save this for a while.
Not for a while. You could take it on, but I would recommend us salvaging or getting at least one other mech.
I think I should do this mission first, travel to Detroit and do this aggressive intrusion. Just to get another
No.
mission under my belt.
No, that's against a house too.
It is? Wait.
Yeah. Our intelligence confirms a Lance of Merrick military.
Ooh.
That's the Free Worlds League.
Do we like them? No, I guess not.
They are the Americans.
Okay.
They collapsed during the Dark Age.
Oh right, they are the ones who are basically gone now.
Yep.
I can do that. There's only half a skull. I have the right build to do that at least. I mean,
One of the most unexpected events in BattleTech, I'd say, is the Free World. The Free Worlds League just fucking
Whoa.
gone.
Yeah, I think I'll do like this. The Free Worlds League. Yeah, sure, let's do this. Swish! Zoom, zoom, zoom. And Decker is here. Now I like this. This makes me think of June though. That you don't travel yourself, but you hang on to like a carryall, and they let you travel. Ooh.
Yeah, that's the
Diagnosis
that's the comp star shit.
Mm-hmm. We find glitch. Disassembling one of the leper's internal walls. There are already several panels neatly stacked beside her. She pauses and explains there's a few cubic meter of dead space back here. I'm making room so we can stretch without hitting the bunks. As reasonable as this sounds, the banks aren't going to like you modifying their property. I can't do that one. Or set aside money. I'll set aside some money for that. Ooh, I increased morale. Nice. You look at glitch in the eye, you know how the chain of command works. You have to clear changes like this before we just start. Oh, can I? Blah, blah, blah. Take a break until I make a decision. During transfer areas, you compare the cost of the fines and benefit of the mech warriors and decide it's worth it. Yeah. So this is like old tech that will take us around the world or space.
Yeah, that is the whole point of Comstar.
Mm-hmm.
That is what they own.
They're a taxi service. Next month's expense level options. I'm going to go with a normal. Oh right, I forgot about timeline. Advancing.
Wow.
Zoom! Because to me it looks like they're folding space and just poof, here we are.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, but as I said, the look of it is exactly like space folding. They just poof and poof, here we are. It's a cool idea though.
I may be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, the way that they travel through space is through a method of gravity manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
They basically like condense gravity to the point where like seconds you travel like light years in seconds because time becomes meaningless with gravity.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the computers are so advanced on board that on the Starlink tech that it calculates when to stop accelerating gravity so that you slow down and time comes back to normal so you reach your destination without overshooting it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is actually the general idea right now, that it's more like gravity. Gravity acceleration will be the best for traveling in space, so...
But since it's such precise and expensive method of travel, that's why people are okay waiting days using normal shuttles to get around the solar system
Mm-hmm.
than to waste, using FTL travel to like a few planets away.
Okay, so I'm going to fight a lance.
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried about that, but yeah.
Over a bit.
Okay. We got them, Commander. Right out in the open. Is that in the open? These guys are amateurs. Get eyes on them and take them out. Good hunting, Commander. Oliveira out. I have a feeling that it's not going to be that simple. I was trying to see. It's night time. And I can see well here. They're like... Oh.
Now another thing cool about this game is that the factions that you fight, depending on what faction it is, the color of their mech changes to reflect tabletop color schemes for regiments for that faction.
Cool.
Got it.
Which anybody knows, anybody who paints BattleTech knows. Fuck that. Painting BattleTech miniatures lore accurate is painful.
Yeah, well, Actually, when you look at Titans in 40k, they are also horrible when you think about it. Just trying to see here. I think I'll have to go this way.
Because the main problem with painting lore-accurate battle mechs is, like, the color schemes are very odd, and they're typically involve a lot of real-life military, like, markings. So there's, like, a lot of stripes and checkerboards and specific insignias to signify what unit you are.
What can I do
Yeah.
for you?
And it isn't like 40k where it's like, well, this symbol means I'm a tactical marine. It's like, oh, this many stripes mean I come from this galaxy, and then this weird symbol means I come from this planet, and then this symbol means that I come from this unit.
Mm-hmm.
Receiving you.
Oh, and God bless the patience of anybody who paints Clan Nova Cat.
Are they the ones with the stars?
Yes, those are the ones where if you want to be lore accurate, you gotta paint stars on them.
I think I went a little overkill there.
One more for the trashy.
Drinking me some good aspartame.
Oh, you're getting yourself some aspartame there, boy?
Yeah, dude, we gotta get that cancer lawsuit somehow.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Are they just vehicles? This can't be.
I'm gonna guess 3 vehicles. You already blew one up. So 3 vehicles and a mech.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a full... No, this is House Merrick. It could very well be a varying vehicle game.
Because,
How-
yeah.
House Merrick is known for their combined arms.
Yeah, because it says here, I've destroyed 25% of the lands, and I destroyed 1 vehicle.
So yeah, a lance is a unit of 4.
Mm-hmm.
A star is a unit of 5, and there's some other designations, but they're not really used a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Move order received.
Once again, I know it'll probably never happen, but I'm holding out on the new expansion for BattleTech having infantry or power armor.
Power armored
A man
troops.
can dream. Yeah, power armor troopers, which are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the tabletop game, because those guys will fuck up a mech.
We like that.
For context, battle armor is it's called battle armor, but it's basically power armor. Basically, with the advent of mechs and vehicles becoming heavier. Now, our anti-tank units obviously exist in BattleTech. Like, there's obviously regiments of soldiers that carry, like, Gustav-type rifles.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, the Gustav gun is in BattleTech.
Nice.
In the rules. You can give... well, you know what else is in the rules? Gyrojets.
Of course, it's futuristic. We have to have gyrojets.
Well, gyrojets make sense in BattleTech because it's used in space.
Mm-hmm.
You betcha.
And obviously, there's no recoil for those in space because they're rockets.
Yes.
So, better than firing a bullet. However, chat, don't get it twisted. A bullet can fire in space, despite what you've been told. They are self-oxidizing, so a gun can actually go off in space.
Yes, but you have some serious kickback due to since zero gravity and everything.
But obviously, anti-tank squad still exists. There's a variety of anti-tank methods.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem that they had is hitting mechs is hard. And typically the problem they ran into is that generally the survivability of infantry fighting mechs was just abysmal.
Target acquired.
So they created battle armor, which is like it's just powered armor, which gives not only troops armor, but it also they tend to be able to carry weapons that are better suited to be fighting mechs. Like in the tabletop, battle armor can carry mech weapons like autocannons and stuff.
Okay.
And they're not just like traditional powered armor. Some of them have like armed weapons instead, so you're more like Terminator. And then some of them you're straight up on full, like there's quadrupedal battle armor.
Oh, interesting.
Good to go.
And they have their own weight classes too, like they have tonnage. And I really hope they're. I actually don't think battle armor's ever been in a BattleTech game.
Would be fun if they added it.
Now that being said, despite despite what people think, infantry have been in a BattleTech game, and that was well, if we're not including the weird RPG turn-based Amiga games, there were infantry in the Mech Commander series.
Okay. Yay!
Wow, that was literally nothing to do.
No.
I feel like we should have gone full money on this.
That was kind of pointless.
Oh, it's XP.
Yeah, well, that's that. LRM-10s give some money at least, that's good. Oh.
Long range missile pen.
There we go. You know, they have another suspected Ebola outbreak in Malmö again.
Cool.
That feels great. Let's have a look at the base, because my locust got hurt. No, I don't need to fix it.
You don't have to repair surface armor, it's just structure.
No, I didn't pay enough attention, so I wasn't 100% sure what happened. Let's see, contracts.
Well,
what do you have? Oh.
To be fair, if I wasn't paying attention and I saw that my locust got shot, I would have just assumed it died.
That's a good pay, though. Contract salvage. Merrick convoys.
Local Merrick forces. What the fuck do we got against fucking Free Worlds League?
Yeah, I think we should do this one though.
It is a captured base mission, so it will be a tad more difficult because you're going to have to deal with base turrets.
Oh right, those wonderful things. We have seek and destroy in the jungle. This was in a desert, and then we have smugglers. And this thing here, what does that mean? Does it mean, oh, 22 days travel? No, heck no.
Let's see, capture base.
Capture base. Or...
Right. Destroy base. Capture base, I think, would be better.
And they have way better pay here, so I'll do that one. 181,000. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we're not exactly looking to be friends with the pirates.
Well, it's South American pirates, so who cares?
South American pirate. Why are pirates hiring mercenaries?
I don't know. Really don't get it.
That's some fucking Votom shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because that happens in both times.
There's some freaking rich pirates then. Yeah, the facility is a key supplier for the local Merrick. Well, I guess they wanted the pirates would like to destabilize Merrick. It makes it easier for them to do piracy. So weird.
Being a
Hmm?
the worst fucking shit ever.
Yeah, I mean, being a pirate in space is
Because
very
like, in Warhammer, there's a lot of misinformation and like planets that are so far apart and the logistics are so weird and information cannot be shared as easily. So like, okay, you can be a pirate. That's very feasible.
Mm-hmm.
But then like in BattleTech, it's like I'm gonna smuggle these drugs. Oh no, is that a Steiner patrol ship? And your fucking ship gets fucking shot up by 8 capital PPCs.
Hmm.
Waiting on you, Commander.
This sounds suspicious.
On my way.
Hmm? What was that?
Commander.
Commander!
Commander Boreal. Enemy forces on our
On
perimeter.
my way.
I mean, Boldial?
Wow. Current southern quadrant. Current location unknown. It is sad that I have actually memorized that fucking speech.
I copy.
I miss the old Dawn of Wars of being so weird. And they were so good because of the bad acting and everything. I should play.
The thing I like about
Hmm?
the old Dawn of Wars is like they're goofy, but
Yes.
they're like 40k goofy, so it's like, yeah, but this still makes sense.
Yeah, they feel a little bit like old 40k in a way because they are so goofy. Okay, Locust, you run over there and get sacrificed.
Also, Dark Crusade has a cool mechanic that never reappears in any Dawn of War game that I really.
One more time. Sorry, I was reading a little bit.
There's a mechanic in Dark Crusade that only appears in that game that appears in nothing else, and I think it's the coolest shit ever.
Which one is that?
Okay, so when you're playing a base and like we were doing the big missions where you can wipe out, depending on what you like, the objectives you do and the side objectives you do, and if you fail them or not, and who you do them with, and what faction you're invading and what faction you're playing, plays different dialogue banter between the leading force.
Oh, that's interesting, though. A lot of work for the people who
Move order received.
made it, but still, that's a really cool idea.
Position confirmed.
I think you'll have to stay here a little bit.
Got it.
I'm picking up a new sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Yeah, they're saying they're out on patrol. Okay, so I just need to capture this.
Yeah, but you also gotta destroy the enemy.
Yeah, and I still
You
haven't.
capture it.
In and out.
You just capture it just by shoving a mech in the
On my way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping for some blips here, but no blips. Not even a bloop
Don't need to tell me twice.
not a single blue.
was given that day.
And do you have the DLC installed too?
Yes, I do. So I'm looking for Ed Corbu.
Yep. Those are flashpoint missions, and the one you're looking for in particular is One Man's Trash.
Yes, one man's trash.
That's a mech.
Yeah, that's a mech. And he's moving really carefully here. There's another one.
No, 2 mechs. They're unknown. You don't know how heavy they are.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be too heavy. It's like a
They-
half skull.
Yeah, they're probably not that heavy because they have initiative 4.
I
They're
hear ya.
lights.
Yes.
Whatever they are, they're lights.
I can move over here, get into cover, and just take a pot shot and identify the mechs.
Holy evasion, Batman.
It's
Now,
a
before you do
locust.
anything,
Yeah.
zoom in on that locust. Yeah, see, look, it has a purple-blue color scheme
Mm-hmm.
because it's House Merrick.
Oh. Well, that's a nice detail.
So, like, if you were to fight Steiners, they'd be like that cool cyan blue. Steiner also fuck painting Steiner as much as I love Steiner. Mostly because Steiner colors typically are cyan blue, which, okay, that's easy.
Oh.
But then they also include white, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like that solid eggshell white that never sticks to mechs or miniatures.
Oh. There's a lot of locust here.
It's just Locust Squad.
Uh-huh.
This is Locust. Rise up, Locusts.
Oh boy. With missiles?
Did you see those missiles just fucking...
Where the fuck did it go?
They shot up.
They just shot upwards and that's all. I don't even know where they went.
They didn't. No, they detonated it in the air.
Oh.
Like not detonate. Not like anti-missile systems in real life, like Vulcan guns.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just kind of broke into pieces. They didn't really fire. You poured it in one shot.
Target eliminated.
One shot, one kill. That's the way I like it.
That
Good
PPC.
to go.
That PPC went straight through chest.
Ready for orders.
Alright.
Man, I'd say, man, it's a good thing we got salvage until I saw that they were just.
I only have one salvage.
Well, even that, it's fucking Locust. You want Locust.
Yeah, they don't really have much.
Well, you can sell parts.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's always good to sell some shit. Let's see. Let's take this. Let's hope he goes out. Yep. At least one locust. Provided they also said there were reinforcements.
That's true.
So the question is if there is anything.
Yikes! That hit hard.
Well, these are the
Good to
reinforcements.
go.
It might be that way, yeah.
No, I mean they are. Look, the percentage on destroyer enemy reinforcements goes up because you destroy.
Oh yeah, there we go.
You fucking stinky.
Right, Commander.
Wow,
My
actually,
locust
you
is
can't hit-
it's useless.
Nobody likes the locust.
No, I only use
Hashtag
it because I
bring-
have to.
Orders.
Hashtag bring back the fleet.
Roger that.
God, the fleet would be even worse.
Let's see.
At
Skip
least,
that.
at least the locusts can carry more than one weapon.
Mm-hmm. Done. We're going to get in and out quick. Okay. Huh? Oh my god, so much lag. Alright, whenever the dropship shows up, my computer goes freaking crazy.
Yeah, your computer just... Okay, so just move a mech into the yellow blob.
Okay.
Well, okay, so I like how you accidentally bugged this mission.
Got it.
There, one.
Because this mission, for what it's supposed to do, is that it spawns enemies around the base, and then it spawns the reinforcements. But for whatever reason, the game counted the patrol around the base as the reinforcements as well, so you basically accidentally skipped an entire battle.
I'm not complaining, that was good.
That was a free 200,000 credits, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've gotten back the money I spent last month on everything anyway. Locust part, I don't really... Or are they valuable to sell?
In order to sell parts, you have to complete the mech.
Aha. 80,000. I'm not in the mood to collect locust parts, so...
Who would?
It's too much... God damn it.
No, too bad. Well, I mean, they don't. They there's no inventory limit. So.
Oh, at least something.
So if you accidentally just get enough parts to build because they automatically build once you get enough parts.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Okay,
you get enough, if you get enough that they build, you just go okay, scrap it, delete it, sell it, get rid of it. I don't want it. Get it out of here.
Then I understand how it works. Because I'm thinking old XCOM where you have limitations to everything and so on. Well, let's see, what other contracts do we have here then? We have the smugglers.
Do smugglers.
Which was destroy a base, and this will probably be more with towers and shit, so... Well, let's do it. I think I'll take a little bit more salvage this time, just for fun.
That is the shittiest fucking payment I think I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not good. Max is 176. I feel like I can just take salvage instead this time.
Let me argue.
Mm-hmm.
It is a half a skull mission. You're going to see nothing but
Solomon,
spiders.
Jesus.
I have returned.
So for the sake of it just being a half skull, I say we go full payment.
Full payment.
Because we're going to get randomized salvage anyway.
Okay.
Also, Solomon has returned.
Yes. There he is. Hey, Tim.
My legs are not okay.
Still not
Oh.
okay.
They haven't been okay for like a month.
That's called depression.
Depression in my feet?
I got foot
Yeah.
depression.
Your feet can get it because that's what you do when you lift them off the ground because they're no longer depressed.
Oh boy.
So, phone's still ringing. Hold on.
So how was class, Tim?
I think
Ooh.
it.
Come again?
I think I was developing a fever during the middle of the class, so I didn't really pay attention to anything.
Oh man. And here you're trying to learn.
Welcome to the life.
And here you're trying to learn a new language and everything.
Yeah. It's not necessarily a new language, considering I've been hearing it for the past, 18 years of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yet I'm still absolute garbage at it for some reason.
Well, that's good.
Okay, y'all.
I have been garbage at the language I've been
Hello.
hearing for 2 decades. That's good. Thanks, Eric.
Oh, sorry, I
So-
misheard you. Sorry.
So welcome, Tim, to this very special episode of Erich Hates House Merit because we've done 2 contracts against them so far.
Mm-hmm.
You missed Erich having to destroy a entire squad of 4 locusts.
Oh no.
Hi,
Um,
Commander. Moving out.
You missed me having to educate this poor plebeian on armored trooper Votons.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, you missed a lot.
Man.
I've only watched. I started to rewatch it yesterday. I'm 13 episodes in, and
they call Chirico an ace pilot in Vodoms, but he really seems to go through scope dogs in the show.
Don't need to
you
tell
mean
me
how
twice.
he loses 30?
Yeah,
There we go. Enemy
Good try.
contact.
it's like ace
Well-
pilot, everybody.
Well, it doesn't help Votoms in armored trooper. Erich can rip a Votom with his bare hands if he tried hard.
Yeah, scope dogs are they're basically made of paper. Both in terms of durability and production, because good lord, they are mass produced more than T-35s were mass produced.
Well, I mean, what does it tell you that in like the first episode, it's like, who are you? He's like, I'm Chirico of the 2045th Armored Trooper Division.
What?
I was
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
how many fucking Armored Trooper divisions were there?
Good to go.
Because like, from what I remember, it's been like a year since I watched photos. Scope dogs are stupid easy to mass produce.
There.
So the guys who are making them, they shit out them like in the tens of thousands, and their main battle strategy is basically, if you have an enemy, we'll just flood them with scope dogs.
Where
Like
are you,
they will
Dennis?
eventually like. It's basically like, if we keep flooding them with these really cheap to make mechs, we'll eventually
On
win.
my way.
Oh, they're going horde mode.
Oh yeah, but the thing is that the show is very inconsistent with it.
Special delivery.
Because they seem to flip-flop, like, yeah, we just flood the enemy with scope dogs, hope it works. And then it's like, sometimes it's like, well, here are these advanced tactics you can use with scope dogs that make them super effective.
Receiving you.
Especially Chirico's use of spin to win.
On my way.
Which
What? Spin
I,
to win?
I understand what they were doing, but it looks unintentionally hilarious because I think they sped it up too quickly. So it ends up looking goofy as shit. And I
Welcome
hope
to the 80s.
I hope you know what I'm talking about, though.
I think I know what you're
When he
referring
has
to.
like the machine gun in one hand,
Oh,
and he
oh,
turns on the
I
wheels,
fucking-
and he
oh,
starts
right, I
spinning
remember- I
360
love that.
degrees, and he's
Oh, I
just
love
holding
that.
down the trigger.
You wanna know what the best part about that is?
Well,
From what I remember, every single Super Robot Wars game that features Armored Trooper Vodams, that attack is present in them.
like, I understand what it is, and yeah, I guess it would work. But like I said, like when they were animating it, they it's like they added too many frames.
What can I do for you?
Or no, let me rephrase that. It's like they didn't have enough frames, but then they sped it up to make up for those lack of frames. And so it starts to look goofy as shit.
Yeah, it's
You
kind
know,
of like it's kind of like that one episode of Fist of the North Star where when one of the mooks is like dying and exploding, they cut to a perspective of him looking at Kenshiro, and the way it's done, the fucking animators are literally just waving the animation cell around, and it looks incredibly
Oh
cheap.
my god. Is it as bad as when you meet Ray?
Oh,
And he cuts-
no.
And you know, he does the finger swipe and he cuts that guy. And he's looking at Ray, but all they did was take a still image of Ray and then like cut the cell into strips and then slide them.
Oh no. Oh, that's real bad.
However, if there's, I haven't watched Votoms in forever. In fact, my first viewing of it was relatively like a few years ago
Mm-hmm.
when I met Tim, actually. Because I didn't know what a Votoms was until Tim told me what a Votom fucking was. And then I watched it and was like, how have I missed this my entire life?
And then you looked up like how many releases there are, then you realized, yeah, there's a
Then,
very fucking
then
good
you
release.
look up and then you immediately realize why the show didn't get any popularity. Oh, what? Oh, it aired at like 11 o'clock at night. And it aired directly after Gundam and Macross. It's
don't
like,
you-
oh shit.
That's a Robotech.
Oh, stab you. And but the thing I'm shocked is that Votoms, although like I said, the silly fucking 360 attack, That show must have been expensive as shit.
Yeah.
Is it
Because
animated or?
it's animated. Well, it had to be. It's the 80s.
Yeah.
But the problem is, there's no stock footage.
Huh.
Or, well, in this case, the better, like, way, there's no reused animation.
Yeah, like there's no. Well, I mean, there is, and like there's only one scene, or there's two scenes so far, where I've seen reused animation.
Waiting for orders.
And that is the shot of him
Got it.
like looking very stiff and firing the autocannon.
Mhm.
They used that exact same frame, but they cut out the background. Like you can tell, they cut out the background to replace it for what
Yeah.
they need. Which it's fine, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Gundam did that tens of times.
Well, Gundam sometimes goofs it because in the original Gundams, there's straight up scenes where they're in space. Then they cut the Amuro shooting a laser, but he's outside. But that's
Oxygen
beyond-
is for
that's-
pussies.
Yeah, that's
Well, no. What we're talking about is like there is a scene in Gundam that is just a normal scene of Gundam floating in the in like the sky, like there's sky and clouds, and he's firing his beam gun. There is a scene in space way later and towards the end of Gundam, the original series, where you see Amuro fire a beam rifle, but it's that exact same reused animation, but he's supposed to be in space,
Yeah, it's.
but they forgot to cut the background out and replace it. So so you're in space fighting in the space station, and then they cut the Amuro firing a beam cannon in the middle of Earth's atmosphere. But the only other piece of reused animation I've noticed so far, and one that is hilariously used, is the scene of them showing off the scummy, disgusting cyberpunk city of Voodoo.
Yeah.
And and it's always the cut where they're showing the crowds in the market, and then that like prostitute like smoking one of those long fancy cigarettes. They do that like 30 times, and I'm like, okay, I get it.
I get it. The city's kind of a mess. Another thing that really shows that that the production of Vodans was incredibly expensive. There's practically no bad animation in it. Like there's no real scenes of like very obviously rushed animation.
There is no Four Horsemen of Gundam in Votox.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, see, that was what I was talking about when I said like this must have been expensive. Is that every episode there's a shootout?
And it's all originally animated.
Yeah, like every time, like when you see him blowing up vehicles or destroying Votoms, like all of that is hand drawn, and all of it is unique. Like none of it's reused or recycled. So they had to spend money for people to sit there and create those animation cells.
And the fact that it all looks good without any real animation errors.
Like
especially for the 80s, it's practically insane.
Or not just the 80s; it's 82.
So yeah, like early 80s. That makes it even. That makes it even more insane.
For comparison, Zeta is Erich.
No, Zeta wouldn't air for like another 4 years.
Oh, then what would be airing then for Gundam?
Hold on.
Because there was Gundam in '82. Don't you try to clown me.
Don't you try to clown me, okay.
There was like 10. I might be wrong about. The compilation movies for the original Gundam were airing at the time.
Ooh.
Alright. Well, I guess when they aired, I guess they also re-aired the series, which got it popular again. Because the original run didn't make it.
Yeah, mostly.
But like, think about it. Like Gundam, not airing, but was animated just like 4 years prior.
And it looks like when comparing to Votoms, like I like
the
the
original Gundam looks like shit.
Yeah,
when
it
you
looks
compare
like
it to Votoms.
it looks like absolute shit, and I like how original Gundam looks.
And yeah, I like it. It's janky, but it's like 4 years difference,
Yeah.
and it's like whoa.
And like even when you compare it to Zeta, which wouldn't air for another like 3 years, there's the same thing. Like, of course, Zeta looks much better than Votoms and the original Gundam, even more obviously because there's such an age difference.
I would argue, and I know this may be controversial, especially for you, because I know how much you love Zeta. I will argue that Votoms looks better than Zeta.
You're not wrong, actually.
Okay, but this is caveat. The first half of Zeta.
Yeah, the first half of Zeta was most likely done
because
in 85.
I know people are gonna scream at me because they do it already on the Gundam Reddit.
How dare you!
The first half of Zeta looks exactly like 0079 in animation wise. The only difference between them is that it's not.
It's not janky, and there's a more updated art style.
It's very clean. It's a clean version of 0079 animation, but it's still 0079.
Yeah. Of course, when comparing to the latter half of Zeta, yeah, that's the point when it starts to become
the latter half of Zeta is just one step below 8th in SP.
Yeah.
But Votoms, like the best part of Votoms is when they get close to the ATs, especially like the scene in particular I'm thinking of, which they have several variants.
Yeah.
Is when they show like a person looking through the Votoms, so you're seeing nothing but the scope on the scope dog, and you're seeing the camera switch.
Dude, that is one of the greatest scenes I've seen in a mecha anime, and I love it to absolute death.
And there's the scene in particular I'm thinking about is when it's like the first real Votom versus Votom scene besides the first mission that starts the conspiracy. When he's in the battling league in the maze fighting the lieutenant. And there's a scene where they show the head of Chiriko's Votom. And then it zooms in on the red camera and you see the lens open like a Canon Fuji camera.
Yeah. And then it like rolls around and switches to a different camera in the set.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. There's a very good reason why that particular scene is always in the opening.
And I think that's also one of the reasons why Votom remains a cult hit, but not popular, is because like it makes sense why it wasn't marketed. Because the whole budget went to the show.
Yeah.
That and it didn't make it to the West. I learned recently. Because although I've never watched Votoms until like recently, it is considered like when in mech fan circles, you know, it is considered a classic, and everybody talks about Votom. And so I've always passively heard about it, but then I was like, I just assumed, oh, okay, there's a dub of this, or maybe people think it's a classic because they saw it aired on like Adult Swim, or nope, never had a Western release, no capacity.
And I have a feeling that one of the reasons why it never got a Western release, one of the biggest reasons of it was because Gundam failed in the West. Like, or originally, of course.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is about Gundam early on is that I think Gundam was the timing for Gundam was off.
Well, yeah, because the fucking other Gundam, one of like 3 Gundam shows that we got in the West originally, one of them aired right around the time we got 9/11.
True.
That kind of changed everything, so yeah.
Well, see, the problem with Gundam early on, and when and no audience, and we say early, we're talking about 2005 and then earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So, so basically, original Toonami era.
Yeah, basically, the problem Gundam had is that it aired. First off, kind of like Votoms, it was super late. Like kids and teens, unless it was on the weekend or whatever, or they had a tummy ache and threw up at 4 a.m. The problem is that it aired next to like hard-hitting classics everybody loves. Like,
Yeah, I think so.
Inuyasha, Naruto,
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, so like
It has
they were overshadowed by bigger things that were way more marketed in the West.
because it was way more marketable in the West. Because, and that's my other problem. That's the other problem Gundam had, is that Gundam was aired and being marketed as like a kid show.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, the original 0079 was also done like this.
Yes, which caused its failure.
Yeah. So as soon as they went into Zeta and the latter half of Double Zeta, it started working a lot better for them when it started taking a hell of a lot more seriously.
Because that was the whole problem, is that when they first aired Gundam in the West, when it was next to these shows, well, people thought it was a kid's show. But kids and teens, and when I say teens, I mean like early mid-teens, aren't going to really
tweens, basically.
Yeah, they're not really going to get the political drama or the analogies or, like the intricacies of PTSD that Amuro gets like halfway through the show. Like that doesn't resonate with teenagers or kids, so like nobody wanted to watch it. And
for adults, well, it's this really bad looking cartoon from like 3 years ago.
And for adults, adults weren't really watching anyway.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, whatever.
So there was no real the time slots were bad, and the marketing in general was kind of bad in the West.
And that was the whole deal in Japan too. It was. When Gundam was being marketed in Japan originally, everybody thought it was supposed to be a kids show. Like, oh, it's just like, it's just like
it's like Mazinger.
It's like Mazinger or Dryzen or Dugram. It's gonna, it's for my kids. But then it's like, oh, people get gassed and genocided and develop PTSD because he can't handle the fact that he's in a war machine.
Pretty much the entirety of the main cast is technically child soldiers.
Yeah, and it's like, oh,
it's a bit hard for the kids,
Now, to be fair, we shouldn't blame Tomino for that.
Yeah, of course.
Because Sunrise really tried to push the Gundam toy, which also added to the whole, well, this is for kids, they sell toy.
Yeah.
Because this was before Gunpla. This is like, these are like literal plastic toys.
Yeah.
So when Zeta came around and they like decided to market it towards later teens and adults, and the marketing phased that well, they got rid of the toys and started saying, no, we're making model kit. Then Gundam became huge.
Yeah.
And then although Gundam's been huge since the 80s in Japan, now it did take until the mid 2000s for Gundam to really hit America or the West.
And the main reason for that is not because of Toonami, but more or less because of the
internet.
The internet, and if we are going to give Toonami some points, they did eventually end up showing things like 8th MS Team and 0080.
Yeah. And as much as I hate Seed also helped. Not Wing, fuck Wing.
Yeah,
I'm not giving Wing any credit, but Seed I'll give credit for drumming up interest at least.
He was kind of ass, but hey, it's not Wing.
It's not Wing. Well, see, that's not really saying much. It's like, oh man, you cooked me dinner and it was horrible, but at least it's not dog food. Still,
Yeah.
Okay, this
you
is
know,
funny.
it's not
Still shit, still garbage, but
oh,
could
Eric,
be
are you gonna
worse.
take that?
That's the
You wanna
thing.
do
Should
it?
I take a patrol for the
You
for
wanna
these
do it?
guys?
Well,
Well-
they don't really hate you yet. So
No, and they pay me well, so I mean, why not?
do it, man.
Cash?
Ba-
Yeah, do it.
basically, Tim, we have a story mission, and Eric's trying to get a new mech and level
Ah,
up his mech. crew.
Okay.
And so far, I've only gotten locust pieces.
And and I think the yeah.
And also, I'm immediately going to take back any semblance of like positive things I'm going to be giving to Toonami, because Toonami was probably one of, like, besides the already mentioned scheduling issues and things like that, Toonami also fucked up really hard because of the selection that they did originally.
People
Because like
People
the
were-
original Gundam lineup that we got in the '90s with Toonami.
Well, no,
Wait.
not even just with Gundam. I'm going to argue that Toonami in general wasn't as good as people remember.
It, like, okay, they got Dragon Ball Z. What else, really? They got Naruto in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, they got a lot of good stuff like Dragon Ball Z, Cowboy Bebop, and you know,
Hmm?
and you know, there's more classics in there if I thought hard enough. I think of, but the problem is that just
like
Toonami-
a lot. Think of a lot of classics, but Toonami wasn't airing those classics every single day, and
Yeah.
much like a lot of nostalgia, actually, 80% of it was absolute fucking garbage. Nobody gave a crap about. Like, who actually remembers Tokyo Mew Mew?
Huh?
not
What the
even
fuck is
me.
that?
Yeah. It like, and honestly, what
Ready to run.
as much as I hate the digital era, I guess would be the word. The advent of the internet is the best thing that's ever happened to anime.
Well, you could
Probably,
really
yeah.
argue that the advent of the internet has been the greatest thing to any foreign material in general.
Got a sensor trace.
Yeah.
Like
to be
anything from Japan, basically anything from Asia.
Because I'm gonna be honest, being a Gundam fan prior to the internet must have fucking sucked.
Yeah, because like if you were a Gundam fan in the '90s, the only
Nobody
thing
knew
you
it.
could really do is like wait really, really long for Toonami to air, and then they're gonna air like fucking Wing, like a single episode of fucking Wing.
Well, see,
And
no,
if you want to get into the model kits, well, you gotta go to you want to go to Walmart. Too bad they don't carry any of the Gundam
Well, not
because,
only-
because the names are bad.
not only that, but like, I guess Eric would know more. Well, not really. I guess he could kind of know about that. But Eric grew up back when, like, how did you consume anime that was obscure? Like, say I wanted to get into Gundam or Botox.
The only
In
way
the
to
80s and
consume anime at all when I was a kid was to go. They weren't carried by regular stores. If you were lucky, there was like a Blockbuster. We didn't have Blockbuster here, but
Oh
Um,
yeah, that's another thing, because a lot of stores back in the 80s and 90s considered every single type of anime to be porn.
don't know
But
about that
what I was getting at is
Roger.
the sub market, the fan sub market,
Mm-hmm.
where
Oh,
people
yeah.
would take raw footage
Roger.
and then translate and make their own subs, stuff it onto a VHS, and then
Maybe at conventions, there were. I think
Yeah.
there was an anime convention back in the day. Holy fuck!
and that's how people had to consume like the anime that just didn't get released. And
Yeah.
I can imagine that there's like a large group of people out there from like the 80s and 90s who are big fans of the Universal Sync who had to consume all of it with like bootleg 140p poorly fan subbed
Yeah.
material.
Fucking knew there was
And
another one.
actually, now that I think about it, there's another show that, for some reason, never got a proper English dub.
Uh-huh.
That's Double Zeta. Double Zeta never actually. There have been some rumors that there's like one that was made in the 90s but never released, but there's been like nothing concrete about that for years now.
Yeah, but counter argument. Do we want oh, hold on.
Do we want to double that? That's the question.
Do we want a double Zeta? I want a Double Zeta dub because
I
I
think-
like dub. I'm like one of only like 5 people who actually likes Double Zeta.
Mm-hmm. And
And,
that
like,
will prove to be...
I know the reason why people don't like Zeta. Zeta had hell of a lot of issues with it, but
Mhm.
I personally I like to look at each. Like, not only do I like to look at Gundam as a chronicle series, but I also like to look at the shows individually. And when individually looking at the shows, Double Zeta isn't really all that bad.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, if you're coming straight from Zeta, which a lot of people are coming from, the mood dissonance that it has, going from one of the most tragic and depressing shows of all time in the Gundam series to going to a mismatch of comedy and action in the first half. I can understand why people were having a hell of a whiplash with it, but
That's a
I-
big difference, yeah.
But I still feel that, like, just because of that, like, people immediately completely like shut off Double Zeta. Like, it's just a comedy show, and like it's not Zeta. And
It's bad because it's not Wing.
yeah, exactly, something like that.
Location confirmed.
It's bad because
No,
it's not
to be
exactly
fair.
the thing I wanted it to be.
To be fair, coming off the coattails of Zeta, Double Zeta was fucking stacked against hard.
Well, that's what I said. Like, when looking at chronologically and coming from Zeta, yeah, I could definitely understand why
Because-
people would have a hell of a whiplash when going into Double Zeta.
Because Zeta is a masterpiece.
Well, like I've many times said, Zeta is one of if not the best Gundam shows ever released.
Provided we are talking about the TV version,
There is another version.
unfortunately. You know, the movies.
We don't talk about those.
Oh, dude, you got there was a Panther and a Firestarter? Those are like the 2 best light mix in the
Oh,
game.
nice.
Too bad you only got parts of it, because he's
Yeah.
sneaky. This whole thing's been about just talking about mech.
Mhm. There's been a lot
Makes
about
sense
talking.
it makes
What
sense
is-
that we're talking about a mech
It's Mech
stuff in a mech.
Tuesday.
Yeah, Mecha Tuesday.
Okay,
But,
so
like,
so who is Mecha Jesus then?
Oh shit.
Just asking. This is a funny
Uh.
story though. To probably get there.
Mecha Jesus.
Yeah, who would be Mecha Jesus?
Kind of
Okay,
depends on like what you.
okay.
It depends on like what you mean.
when
by
you
Mecha
say
Jesus.
Mecha Jesus, do you mean like a real life person or like a mech that is literally to us?
One or the other from the universes, which would be considered like Mecha Jesus. Well, let's start with mechs. Which mech would be
Okay.
the
Well,
Mecha Jesus?
Again, you gotta have to ask: are you talking about real robots or super robots?
I know too little about this.
Well, I'd argue that just mechs in general, the Mech Jesus would be Gundam.
Yeah,
The original
either
RX-70.
either Gundam or Mazinger Z.
I will argue against
Just,
Mazinger.
just because you don't like Mazinger doesn't mean it didn't have a hell of an impact.
I can dream. I can close my eyes and fall asleep and dream of a universe where super robots never fucking existed.
I like super robots.
Yeah, and you know what? You probably make Big Stinky, so...
Oh.
Ooh.
Like, there has been some genuinely really good super robot shows, like Get a Rebel Armageddon. Fucking love that show. Well, it's
I
OVA,
probably
so.
could stand those shows if their designs weren't so fucking bad.
Hmm.
Like, they make, like, okay, you're a super robot, which, first off, makes it terrible already, plot-wise, but then, like, they are like, how can they piss off Jakoby even more? Let's make, like, the most retarded-looking mech design.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? Why?
You don't like your mechs with retractable wings and chest beams
Well, no, I mean, that stuff's fine.
and faces.
I mean, after all, BattleTech has fucking mechs that have retractable wings.
Okay, so
But, like...
I was going to ask who would be
Yeah?
human Jesus then within...
You kind of cut off there.
Sorry. It's the loading. I
Was
would
dying.
say... I'll talk when it's loaded.
Okay. Anyway, what I was saying, but it's not that. It's they have to. Oh, that's okay. Every super robot show has to make their robots look like Mega Man, like villains,
Right.
and it looks goofy. Like in Mega Man, Mega Man's goofy, and like it's an NES game. Well, I don't really like Mega Man to begin with, but like it's stupid, and it's supposed to be replicating Astro Boy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, whatever. But then, like, you have these super robot shows that try to be serious, but it's like your robot looks like Dr. Wily made it.
On my way.
And you want me to take you seriously?
On my way.
That and some of the special attacks sounded like absolute fucking garbage.
What do you mean? I'm sorry. Okay, I will give Mazinger Z shit, but I am still gonna laugh. I will give it credit for bringing me vast enjoyment of playing Super Robot Wars and constantly hearing breast bean cannon.
Breast bean cannon. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Or if they'll once again get a robo most stupid super attack names of all.
Good to go.
And in particular, the Shin Getter Robo's ultimate attack, Stoner Sunshine.
Wow.
That's my stoner based prog.
Well, there's a
fucking
commando
real.
at least.
Like, if it wasn't for Super Robot Wars, I honestly wouldn't be familiar with any Super Robots, because Super Robot Wars actually makes Super Robots cool.
Yeah.
Like the Black Getter is in V,
Yeah, I love the Black Getter. It's cool.
and so is the Great Mazinger,
Yeah.
who, in which he keeps screaming breast beam cannon because it's the greatest, one of the best attacks in that game,
Yeah.
honestly. And
And the best part about Breast Beam Cannon, it's just an upgraded version of the original Mazinger Z's special attack, which was just breast fire.
Roger that.
that's what you call it when you got a zit on your boob.
Oh no! Now, however, I definitely say there's one fucking mecha show that we can unanimously agree is a complete waste of time.
Commander.
It's Evangelion.
I don't hate it. but I have some caveats with it.
Locked on.
Now,
I have two main caveats against Evangelion. Or three, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
One, I don't consider it a mech show. Because it's really
That's fair.
not.
well,
It's-
at least the latter half.
It's almost more kaiju, really. Like supernatural kaiju more than it is like not literally kaiju.
Well, at least when it still has a plot.
Two, Evangelion is the definition. Like, people overuse the word overrated or overhyped.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two words that get used a lot, and it doesn't really mean much anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, that was.
But Evangelion is the definition of those two words.
It's also the key definition of depressive rambling.
Like,
You can see daylight through my armor.
like Evangelion is what you get. Like, I agree with you, Tim, and I know this is an opinion we both have that would get us crucified in the anime community. It doesn't have a plot. Past
Look, past the halfway mark, it pretty much loses all semblance of like story comprehension and plot, and it just becomes pretentious ramblings of a crazy, depressed.
well, we'll get on that. Just let me be right back.
Mm-hmm.
God, I fucking hate Evangelion. And the fact that it's so fucking popular makes me even madder.
It makes you mad.
It's a garbage show. What's like another pretentious show that like takes tens of hours to just talk about like symbolism? Do you have anything like that?
Ooh, I can't say right now, but if I get some time, I could probably tell you exactly. But no, I can't think of one right now.
Well, actually, what is the most pretentious show you have ever seen? That's more. That's a bit of an easier question.
True. Ooh. My locus is not doing well.
Yeah. But yeah, what would you consider like the most like, look at me, I'm so smart kind of show?
I
What
is
is
so
the
smart.
most pretentious show? Like,
I would
Like-
call
like-
the
like,
I would say
like-
Big Bang Theory.
I am back.
well,
Alright,
big-
as we were talking. Alright. I agree with you. Evangelion has no plot after the halfway mark. And it is the depressive ramblings of the author, but it is why it is that way.
Ooh.
Because no fucking fan can leave him alone. The guy who made Evangelion, I legitimately feel bad for.
yeah,
Because
it's like he's a really good writer, and he has done some amazing things. In particular, one of my favorite Godzilla movies, Shin Godzilla. God, that's a good movie.
all of his depression stems from the fact that every fan in the world cannot leave him the fuck alone and gets angry at anything he changes or does. And three, the people who like Evangelion treat it as if it is the best fucking thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's honestly really bad.
If I had to put it, the people who love Evangelion to death, to me, those people look like the people who super analyze the wall in the eyes of those who do not like the wall.
Like, the Evangelion is like,
Ready for orders.
basically Evangelion is like as if you wrote a book and you had a scene that says the curtains were blue.
And
the
then
the fans say, according to the fans, the blue curtains symbolize the character's depression and his lack of will to move on.
Oh, yeah.
And then the author intended that the curtains were just fucking blue.
And then the fans make like their own like
Then-
mini analysis that's like 200 pages long,
Then the
specifically
author,
going into detail about why the curtain is blue.
But then the author will come out and say that the curtains are just blue, and then every fan will then attempt to tell him that he's wrong, despite the fact he wrote.
Poor guy.
And,
And people-
and then he slices another mark in his wrist.
And then just the fucking flex on the Evangelion fan. The ending of Evangelion has that scene with all the flashes of those letters, which, if you don't know, those letters are all death threats that he got.
Yeah, it actually probably one of the biggest ones of those. They show a picture of a building. That specific building is the front of the front door of the office of Gainax, the animation studio that made Evangelion. And there's a death threat on it. They got that fucking intense with the death threats.
God damn.
And also, the less we talk about the end of Evangelion, the better. Not the ending of the show, but the movie things.
And then that leads to like the worst thing about Evangelion is that honestly, Evangelion has left no impact in terms of creative work.
Mm-hmm.
And yet people try to convince me that like it's Gundam in terms of like influence.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm like, what? Okay, name things that are influenced by Evangelion that actually carries the theme and designs from that show. Oh,
Indeed.
nothing. Okay, my point. Like, not saying you have to be influential to be good, but like, the fans treat it like, well, you know, Evangelion is almost as influential as Moby Dick or Jules Verne.
No, fucking isn't.
And I'm like, there's barely anything that really, it doesn't really influence anything. Probably because the second half of it is incoherent mess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't really get influence from something that has no cohesion with it.
And
It's like trying to get influence from the crack hobo in your back door.
nah, I think I actually could get a plot line from that guy. And it's just like, and my problem is that like I'm a fan of shit.
Firing everything I've
Like
got.
I love artsy fartsy bullshit.
Yeah, it's but look,
But
even when it's artsy fartsy shit, there has to be a point to it.
There has to be a limit and there has to be a point to all the bullshit.
Yeah, like if you're literally just like making your show into your personal blog.
I get it. I know what the second half of Evangelion is.
Yeah.
The movie Stalker, written by a person who didn't understand what Stalker was.
Oh my god.
That kind of makes sense in a way. That spider was
Or-
really hard to kill.
Or if we go back to the Pink Floyd Wall thing, it's an analysis of Pink Floyd's The Wall to a person who only listens to modern trap music.
I'd argue that yeah. But then again, Evangelion fans are the same people who listen to Pink Floyd's The Wall and think it's about the modern government.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah,
the
because
wall
context,
and then-
people!
It has the. I love it. Go if people don't, if chat doesn't believe me, go look up the Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, which is the hit, one of the many hits that came off the album. And read the comments where everybody's like, "Yeah, this was anti-government. Fuck the government. Yeah. Tear down the wall." Completely missing the point of what the wall was.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I have a
Or
crab
what it
here.
all represented. A crab? Boy, we got the crab, Tim!
It's crab time.
Yeah,
that's
it's crab
one of
time.
the, that's one of the flashpoint mechs.
Ah.
So that wouldn't have appeared if it wasn't for Tim giving you flashpoint.
My generous sponsorship.
Well, I
the
appreciate the
crab-
sponsorship, but god damn it.
The crab is a tank, a light mech tank.
Mm-hmm.
Or is a crab a medium?
I like how this has like been a stream about BattleTech, and yet like 90% of the conversation has been like anime mechs.
Well, that's where the most
Oh.
mechs tend to show up anyway.
That is true.
Well, that and without anime mechs, you wouldn't have Battletech.
Yeah, true. I mean, of course, excluding the very obvious things like the fact that there are anime mechs in BattleTech.
Yeah, 2 series and
Okay, I took him down.
Yeah.
Tango down.
now here's a fun fact. I know you know that there are Macross mechs in Battletech. Or at least the designs. Everybody knows that
Yeah.
the lore and the names of them are completely changed. Also, I lied. The crab is a medium. My bad. But can you guess the second show that has designs in Battletech? Your hint is that the guy who made Votoms made this show.
Oh boy.
But it's not Votoms, obviously.
Yeah.
However, it would be hilarious to play Battletech with a scope dog just in the middle of the fucking battle.
How would that really? How would that even really work? Considering the scope dog's like 4 meters tall.
No, it would work. You know what it is?
Yeah.
Battle armor.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Okay, contract payment
Let's
increased
see.
by 25%. Nice. Got lots of money out of this one.
Poor Locust.
Yeah, the
Is
Locust
it
got its ass kicked.
Wait. Is it Dogram?
Yes, there are Dugram mechs in.
Oh my fucking god.
So many possible mechs and I didn't get a single one.
Wow, you could have pulled 2 crab pieces out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
But we didn't know.
Was it an assassinate mission?
Yeah, it was an assassinate mission.
Oh god, then I'm the one to blame. I should have told you that.
Yeah, because you guys were
Assassinate-
jerking off about Gundam.
You lit us.
Isn't that what we always do when you don't
Yeah.
tell us not to do it?
Well, first off, me and Tim are here. What'd you expect? 2, you didn't stop us. Ergo, you're the worst perpetrator of this crime.
Yeah.
Also, level up your fucking mech warriors. I am getting triggered of how much XP I have seen them get, and you just sit there. And I
Well,
see
it's
them
about
get
time
hurt.
because they got wounded now, so...
Waiting for orders.
Oh boy. That's a lot of... yeah, that's a lot.
No, what? XP? No, it really isn't.
Not really.
Let's look at the prices.
Yeah, I can see that. Uh-huh. This was sure footing. That's a nice one. And this was what? Multi-target. What's this?
Is multi-target really even any good in this?
I don't
Yes.
know.
Why would you want to waste a full salvo on a mech you know that you can kill with 1 weapon, but you still have more targets in the area that need to be dealt with?
Ah, yeah. That makes sense.
So if you have like a really injured mech, but you have like a mech that's firing like 4 lasers, why would you spend the time to use a full salvo of lasers or waste a turn even? with that mech if you could just shoot like 2 lasers into that damage mech
Yeah.
and then 2 lasers into
Yeah,
It's also great if you're suppressing with missile boats.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Didn't consider that.
Also, when you upgrade, you can see what it does, what it gives you.
That was really good, showing me that.
You big stinker.
I'm always a
Hey,
big
that's
stinker.
you.
That's me.
It's you.
Look at that.
Wow, that now you want to know the most pointless fucking ability in this game, and that is breaching shot. Because there is no point in this game. Maybe if you're running like light mix that only shoot like 1 PPC or 1 large laser, that is the only time breaching shot ever gives a fuck. Because breaching shot means that you ignore cover, but it's only if you fire 1 weapon.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And I'm like, it is BattleTech in what 99.999999 to the billionth percentile. You will always be firing more than 1 weapon unless you things are busted or not going correctly.
Yeah. I mean, is there actually a mech that only by default only comes with 1 mech, weapon?
There we go.
I can name a few, not directly, but I know of a few Locust and Fleets that do. Urban mechs, they tend to only have 1 weapon. 1 big hefty dick swinging cannon.
Let's see, what do we have left?
Which they really don't get to use. And I'm saying this as a Urban mech fan, otherwise known as a lunatic.
Don't you mean a lunar tick?
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Oh.
I'll make sure to send you a Luna tank when we're done.
Because of that.
I have plenty of Luna tanks. They're called fucking onions.
That's what they are.
Yeah, they're giant fucking onions. I looked at that fucking thing and I was like, what the hell am I looking at?
Luna tank for GBO2 when?
22
Give them
days.
time? Because the Zommel is in there, so is the gun tank, and the Zaku tank's in it, so why not?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to
as
move out of here.
well as the Hildorfer. One of my favorite mech designs actually.
What you doing next?
Well, there's a mission on Detroit. Is that or the story mission? That's all I have. So I can show you here.
Well, you've been doing really good. I say you could take the story mission if you.
Because, but I can't because I have only 3 mech warriors.
You can advance. Well, first off, you should be taking 3. Those 3 mech warriors, are they leveled up?
Yes, they are.
How do you have 3 mech warriors? Show me your mech warriors.
I have 2 people who are wounded. Okay.
Yeah, but you have 3 mech warriors. So
Yes.
You can't even field a lance. And Decker is not even. He's still a fucking recruit. You ain't sending him out into a story mission.
Yeah.
No,
Jesus.
that's why I'm saying I'm not going to the story mission.
Just advance. You can advance the timeline without doing any of that.
True. I was just thinking of doing something, but we can just advance the storyline. Or time.
Well, by the time the time gets done, you're going to have somebody healed anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just saying.
Alright, timeline.
Or if you want, you could do what pretty much no one actually does in real life, and by your own volition go to Detroit.
Nah, I'll wait here. I'll wait for my main guys to be ready, and then I'll send them off.
I forget about Detroit. That planet's actually really important, but I kind of forget why.
Just like Detroit in real life.
Well, Detroit actually used to be super important.
Yeah.
It used to be like the manufacturing hub of the United States.
Okay.
That's why it's so shitty now, because most of it's just abandoned factories.
Yeah. God, that's, you wanna know what that's fucking reminding me of now that I think about it?
What?
Fun times in Cleveland again. It's Cleveland.
Oh my god.
Okay, shall we try this out then?
Yep.
Cleveland, at least it's not Detroit.
So, storyline time. Hey, we have a Finnish guy here, so let you be Yang then.
That was one hell of a rough ride. My stomach is still doing somersaults.
Do you want to do her, Jakoby?
Yeah, I'd do her.
Huh?
That's because those crazy bastards use a pirate point to get us here. If we'd suffer a misjump, our sour stomach would be the least of your concerns. The leopard could have gotten irreparably mangled. Hell, we could have even been irreparably mangled, but the cautionary holovids they show us at the academy were the stuff of nightmare. I could imagine fucking PSAs in the fucking BattleTech universe.
Yeah.
Clanners, and you. As we are on our approach to the dock with the jump ship, it is out of position to use any legitimate jump point. Putting two and two together, I could guess what they were going to do.
I could have said, I could bitch about it, or just like, let's move forward. You heard the commander. Everybody pay attention. We've got a job to discuss. Woohoo. Got a grainy map. The Argos crash site is here, smack dab in the middle of a pirate's stronghold. The ship, the stronghold, and everything around it belong to a self-styled bandit queen called Grim Sybil. Her gang is the closest thing to Axilus has to a ruling council.
Grim Sybil? Is that supposed to be scary? It sounds like the kind of name you choose out of a hat. What do their defenses look like?
What do their defenses look like?
They're patchy at best. I don't think that Axilus get a lot of visitors. They have strong anti-air cover, but little in the way of ground-based defenses. I'm seeing a lot of vehicles, but battle mech activity looks light.
That's not a positive.
Define light. I can't put an exact number on it. All I have are surface scans to go on. From what data I do have, I'd expect the pirates to be able to feel the full lance of light battle mechs, all of them in poor repair. There are mixed records of something bigger. That'll be Grim Sybil's mech. I don't have any information on tonnage or armament, but given the shape that everything else is on on Axilus, I imagine it's being held together with chewing gum and baling wire.
Oof.
Oh yeah, so she...
Not even duct tape.
Uh-huh.
Duct tape is Starleak tech. We don't have that.
Oh, that's why. The entire structure is surrounded by radar-guided anti-aircraft guns. Your first task will be to take down the radar tower so that Sumir can approach the derelict. After you've secured the crash site, she'll dock with the Argo and drop off the engineering team.
And then the miraculous, we get a 200-year-old wreck flying again.
Yeah, I'm kind of impressed by that. Lady Centrea has bet a massive stack of sea bills that they will. For what it's worth, I believe that her chief engineer can pull this off. I never heard of Dr. Farah Murad before Lady Centrea mentioned her, but I did some digging after our meeting. She was telling the truth. The dock has quite a reputation, supposed to be some kind of frontier engineering wunderkind, and a genius at bringing dead ships back to life. Alright then. Hopefully Dr. Murad will defy that particular stereotype. We'll find out one way or another soon enough. Good hunting. I'll be keeping an eye up from here. Well, it's easy for you guys to do all the talking when I'm the one who's humping around down there.
Remember to bring the recruit. You get nice experience from it.
Fuck off, Tim.
No. I'm leaving him here for now.
Also, from what I've seen of BattleTech, there's a distinct lack of people saying stay syrupy, and I am not happy about that.
Stay syrupy. Man, I can't believe BattleTech doesn't reference obscure line from an obscure novel from an obscure series of BattleTech books.
Can't be that obscure if I know it.
Of course not.
Tim, if you mention something, I assume it is obscure. It's like when we're in the chat and then like fucking Eric and Alex are going at it about bands, like metal bands that I think 2 people and a dog have heard in their entire lives. Like the type of bands that you go to Google and there's like an Angel Fire website, and that's like, and it says last updated 1995.
And then I come into the conversation.
Well, I have to say, Alex is way better at the obscure music
That one
references.
time when you were genuinely surprised that I had previously listened to Mindless Self-Indulgence.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually kind of ironically like that band, or unironically like that.
I like the band too. Sure, their music kind of
It's dated.
it's dated, definitely. But you could say that about a decent amount of bands that are, like, pretty much every single emo band is in some ways dated, but their music is still really good.
Well, on the bright side, you know, the lead singer of Linkin Park, he can't get dated because he can't get older.
Dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, come on. Well, I know it sounds like a sin, but I do actually like some of the later Linkin Park albums.
Linkin Park had some bangers.
Like,
Oh
of
my
course,
God.
I'm not.
If you wish to ever have a good time in your life, Eric, you will destroy that turret generator.
Yeah, that was my first thought, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a
Well,
quick...
but like it's such a fucking bad thing that like pretty much everyone who like listens to Linkin Park, they're like, like says they listen to Linkin Park. Yeah, I love Linkin Park. And you ask them like, what have you listened to? Hybrid Theory.
Well, that's not even the problem. Now it's like, oh, you like Linkin Park, and they say yeah, but they mean it like ironically.
Yeah, that's another.
Like I'm not.
And it's a and I could argue that that's also one of the problems that Hybrid Theory brought to the band.
I hear ya.
Because like Hybrid Theory was a really fucking popular album back in 2000, and that's the biggest problem because after that everyone was like, oh, they're a new metal band. When in reality that was like one of their only new metal albums, and Linkin Park was actually very varied in what they did over the years. For reference, some of my personal favorite Linkin Park albums are A Thousand Suns and Living Things.
Well, I don't really have favorite albums. More so, I have favorite song.
Yeah, that's true.
Ironically, my favorite, well, like I said, bangers.
Firing on target.
Eric, I was going to say, Eric, you better not even fucking look at a turret when you can shoot the fucking turret.
Yeah, I was just cycling.
My favorite banger by Linkin Park, honestly, is Castle of Glass.
Castle of Glass is a really fucking good song. Some of my personal favorites include, again, Castle of Glass, Waiting for the End,
Okay.
Iridescent, and Breaking the Habit.
Turret generator is out.
Break,
Yay.
I'll break your habit.
Oh,
I don't know what your habit is, but I'll break it.
my habit is, I'm sad.
Well, fuck. So is everybody, bitch. Get a hobby.
I already do have a hobby. It's called spending $100 a month on Gunpla.
Well, bitch, get the other hobby. Or spend more on gunplay. Clearly, it's not fixing your sadness, but one of those two things will.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Oh, Locust is in danger. Haha.
Have you
I,
tried?
I, I'm actually kind of sad that one of my favorites is Breaking the Habit, because Breaking the Habit was in that
Commander?
era of Linkin Park that
Coordinates?
well, I'd less say it was music and more AMV bait.
Yeah. Also, Eric, just to let you know, if you notice some turrets didn't blow up, there's multiple generators.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's only one turret and it's isolated, you might as well just blow it up just so it's not fucking picking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one here, for example, that might need to be shut down.
Now, one band that I think, the band I think that gets the most shit, like what I mean by shit, I mean like, oh, it's one of those 2000 bands, haha. One of the bands that I think gets that shit the most, that doesn't deserve it because they're a legitimately talented band,
Mm-hmm.
is Evanescence.
Oh, definitely.
Waiting for orders.
And the worst part about it is the only reason why that even ended up being a thing in the first place was because of marketing issues. It's the same because the folks that Evanescence, like the record label that Evanescence had,
Mm-hmm.
from what I remember, they were basically like with the first album that they really put out, otherwise known as the meme album, because it has Bring Me to Life and My Immortal and things like that. The main reason why it sounds kind of shit, well, it sounds kind of shit because it's it's this really bad mismatch of actual proper music and generic nu metal. That was all marketing issues because they wanted Evanescence to be like Linkin Park. Because Linkin Park Hybrid Theory was a fucking huge success. So they were like, okay, we have this album that's very depressing and mopey, but it's like mostly like this more laid, more repressed and like classical style music. So naturally, the record label was like, okay, let's get this fucking random ass guy
Good to go.
to do shitty nu metal riffs in the background and add some horrible rapping, and that's how you get the Evanescence's first album and the original version of Bring Me to Life, which is honestly a pretty fucking bad song. And I only say that Bring Me to Life is a bad song because there's a way better version of it out there nowadays.
Mm-hmm. I haven't heard
It's
that
from-
one.
It's from their album Synthesis, I believe Synthesis, that came
Well-
out in 2017, I believe.
Well, hot take here, or hot question here.
Mm-hmm.
Which version? Do you prefer the original Simon and Garfunkel, The Sound of Silence, Tim, or do you prefer the redub?
I prefer the more I prefer the acoustic version,
Move into position.
the one that was on Wednesday 3 a.m.
A lot of people don't actually know that.
Firing.
That the version of Sound of Silence that everybody's familiar with is actually like a redub.
Yeah,
Over down.
I believe that redub was exclusively done for the movie. Can't remember what the movie's name was.
The
It's a
Graduate.
good movie. Yeah, the Graduate. Really good movie though.
Actually, no.
Oh,
The
It was?
reason why the redub was made is because when Sounds of Silence, as in the album, was released, it did not sell well at all. In fact, Simon Garfunkel broke up like the same year.
oh no.
Until the record studio re-released it with the dub, which is the isolated vocals with the backings of redone drums, bass, and all that.
Yeah.
Um, made it a huge hit when it got released in the 60s, which made Simon Garfunkel reform.
Yeah.
And
Systems recycling for another shot.
which they continued on their successful career well into the 80s.
At which
Yeah,
point
they
they
were
broke
active
up
for a
again.
really long time.
And Paul Simon went on to make a solo career that is okay. Haven't really listened to a lot of his solo work, aside from like "You Can Call Me Out," which is it's a classic from the '80s, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Who fucking doesn't know "You Can Call Me Out," and who also actively listens to '80s music?
Vehicle down.
The fucking shit was everywhere. And I wasn't even born in the '80s.
Nope, you are not. So.
But you were.
Mhm.
You probably remember the fucking thing being on radio like all the time.
What's up,
There were so many songs
Then again-
all the time on the radio. It's hard to keep track of
That
every
is
single
true.
one of them.
Back
Yep.
when it was okay for them to be all the time on radio because they were actually good.
Mm-hmm.
One more.
And there was something called MTV that actually showed music videos.
Did you know that the music video for "You Can Call Me Out"? There's like tons of versions of it.
I didn't even know there was that.
Well, there's no tons of versions available. It was just that the one that you most like remember from MTV, the one that seems kind of weird, because the song doesn't really match up with the like actual video.
I took the world's biggest diabetic piss.
Yeah.
You were still
we're
quick
we're
anyway.
talking- Yeah,
I'm bottling it right now
nice.
to send to Erich as
Thank
it
you.
is fermented, freshly made. He will then sell it on the foreign market
Waiting for orders.
as expensive, what's the word? Halal.
You mean
Alcohol.
cologne?
No, halal alcohol, which he
Ah.
can sell to the immigrants in his Malmo area for exuberant prices.
So anyway, me and Eric were talking about "You Can Call Me Out," and it's kind of weird, like music video that was recorded like 10 million times.
My favorite part of that music video that no one ever discusses is when, not Paul Simon, but what's the other guy? That's what.
What's his face?
Yeah, nobody ever notices that when he takes a drink out of the glass of water, you can see when he takes the drink of water, he extends his arm like he's going to put it on a desk, but there's no desk there, and he just drops it. Nobody ever talks about it, but I notice it every time.
Oh my god. But yeah, from what I remember, wasn't there like 4 or 5 different recordings of the music video?
I hear that the recording of that music video was very long, tedious, and stressful because of like.
Copy that.
I don't remember if it was because of Paul Simon or because of the people that were actually making the music video.
Well, it's because everybody kept fucking up because there was a lot to do.
Ah, right.
Oh.
And that's actually the main reason why the music video that we eventually got feels kind of weird, because they just ended up
right.
dubbing over it. Though the music video for it feels weird anyway, considering we don't get music videos anymore.
Hardly. The only fun music videos nowadays are Rammstein.
Yeah,
I don't know. You wanna go on an adventure. When you are having sleep deprivation, go listen or watch IMX music videos.
True. That would be
True.
interesting.
true.
Then it's like an adventure because you feel like the essence of neo
Taking the shot.
cyber goth is just invested in you.
Yeah,
Yes.
like of course, music videos are still a thing. I was more or less referring to, like, like, we don't have music videos from the 80s, like, the style of music videos from the 80s anymore. Okay, the ones that everyone basically remembers.
Oh, they were fun.
Yeah.
And weird.
We won't, we won't be getting another Thriller. Which isn't really that good of a song, though.
Here we go.
Nuclear Take. Michael Jackson is a terrible artist.
He is.
However, although I do not like Michael Jackson, I will vehemently defend the fact that he was not a pedophile.
Of course not. I always found the pedophile comments to be more or less a meme.
Good to go.
They're not. People legitimately.
I mean, I know.
And
Because
the whole
like when I was younger, I thought they were just a big meme, but like, especially with shitty like direct-to-video movies like Return to Neverland or the fuck it was called.
well, see,
came out.
the whole thing is that people lack context on why he acts that way.
Yeah.
There's a
And
lot of
as
reasons for
Eric-
that.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, as Eric actually informed me, a lot of it comes from like abuse and the way he was raised, and how basically the innocence of his childhood was so ripped away, he became like obsessed with it, basically.
I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense considering it makes sense that his innocence was stripped away. He was a pop star when he was like 10.
Mm-hmm. Rockin' Robin.
And not even Rock and Robin. I'd say the Jackson 5 was a bigger problem for fucking
But-
Michael Jackson.
But wasn't it Jackson 5 that sang the Rockin' Robin?
Were they?
I can't remember. Don't quote me on this. So.
I can't really remember either, but that's more or less because I don't listen to the Jackson 5. The only Jackson 5 that I remember outright is the ABCs.
Commander?
All right, yeah. I forgot about that song.
And once again, well, yeah, aside from you, most people who actively listen to like music from the 70s and 80s, especially in the especially the pop side, they will know the ABCs by Jackson 5 because it was a big fucking song.
Brought it down, Commander.
Okay, now it's time to go to the crash site. Oh boy, that's over here.
What was the song you were referring to?
Rockin' Robin.
Rock and Robin, right? Okay, Rockin' Robin.
Roger.
No, that was specifically a song that Michael Jackson himself did.
Okay,
Or, well, he
one of his
didn't
first
do it,
solo
most
songs
likely.
then, I guess.
Yeah, it was from his first. It was from his first solo album.
Oh, it was. Dang.
Yeah. Yeah, it was back in 72. Holy shit, wait. Hold on.
He wasn't too old back then.
It
He
must- Of
he
course
has a
was
really
an
nice
old-
gospel
like-
voice in that song.
Michael Jackson was at that point
Position confirmed.
14 years old.
Oh. Then he was older than I thought. I thought he was like around 10, 11 at most.
Yeah.
Because when you hear it, he sounds very, very young.
But he is very young. He was 14 years old. You don't
True.
become a pop star at that point. And that's not even when he started. He started in 69.
Uh-huh.
But, like, since he started in 69, he was 11.
Mm-hmm.
You don't become a pop star hit when you're 11 years old. Can you imagine the amount of stress that brings to a kid?
Well, there you have the reason why he was so weird and a bit fucked up.
Heading out.
That and when in the later years he kind of got, he, I believe during one of, during a live performance he was given, or either during a live performance or during a music video performance, he fucked up his leg, and and alongside morphine to, yeah, he was given morphine. No, he was I think he was doing yeah, he was recording a music video, so he fucked up his leg, and the doctors gave him some morphine and heroin.
Nice.
Oh, wait, was it? Wait, no, not heroin, cocaine. They gave him cocaine and morphine to help him ease with the pain, and that's probably also one of the reasons why he kind of got fucky in the head.
Yeah, morphine and such heavy stuff really fucks you up.
Yeah, it's actually mentioned in the list of television and film and television accidents that yeah, he was doing a Pepsi commercial.
Oh, right, he did a lot of Pepsi commercials, right?
Yeah, actually got it completely wrong. I think I was thinking of the thing that killed. Fucking hold on.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Three.
Oh, right. I was thinking of a completely separate actress from the 1920s who injured her ankle during a filming of a movie, so she was given morphine and cocaine to control the pain. So
that was quite common back then.
Yeah. But so, yeah, the full story. Full story. There was a Pepsi commercial in 1984 that was being filmed, and he was filming it with his siblings. I believe this was still back when the Jackson 5 was together.
Or it was a reunion gig, I don't know, something.
Yeah. I think it was it wasn't a gig because it was an advertisement. But yeah, they were doing a recording of a commercial, and a pyrotechnic was kind of fucky there, and it went off way too early. So, Michael Jackson's hair was set on fire.
Whoa!
He got pretty massive second and third degree burns to both his scalp and his body, and he ended up suing PepsiCo for like $1.5 million, all of which he donated to the Brotman Medical Center in California, which was used to establish the Michael Jackson Burn Center for Children. And a lot of people believe that this this accident during the Pepsi commercial film, this was one of the reasons why Jackson got super addicted to painkillers and why he was super obsessed with making him look different through plastic surgery.
Well, he started out with
the fact that alongside the fact that he had a very severe skin disease.
Talk to me.
And that's the main reason why he bleached himself completely white. A lot of people think he bleached himself white because he didn't want to be black anymore, or racism, blah blah blah. No,
there was a lot of that going around.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on. But the real reason was he had a very severe skin disease and a very rare
porphyria.
Yeah, porphyria. And to the audience, porphyria is a skin disease that causes the amount of melatonin in your skin to slowly like lessen the further your age goes and the more skin cells get replaced.
I'm back, new phone, who dis?
Isn't it a blood disease?
I believe it's a blood. obviously the most apparent like symptom of it is for the skin.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah,
And-
it's
fuck
called
are
the
you talking
vampire
about?
disease.
Oh, we're talking about. I'm giving I'm giving like a lesson on the skin disease that Michael Jackson had.
He's stinky.
No, you.
No, you.
Oh,
But yeah,
I didn't pay attention there.
if
That was
you're-
bad.
No, he blew his head off.
Yeah, but I overheated my blackjack.
Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't have fucking done it.
Exactly. I was too quick. I wasn't paying
Oh
attention.
no! I got the the term of the skin disease wrong. Vitiligo.
Okay, that's a different
the-
thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that Jackson had, and that's why the main reason why he bleached his skin white in his later years. Because vitiligo really, like, if you have vitiligo, it's very noticeable.
But tell me, Tim,
Yeah.
would you pay money for a bleached asshole?
No,
That's the thing.
I'm not a hooker.
No, I know it's a thing, but it was more like, what? That was just so random to me.
Eric, you just used multi-target without assigning any weapons to the other thing you were
Oh
shooting.
shit. Yeah, I'm making
Good
some
job.
mistakes here. Eh. I'm doing okay. For a little while longer.
Damn it! I'm wounded.
Who the hell would actually? Why would you bleach your ass?
Ready for
I don't know. I just know it's a thing.
If you're a porn actor, actress, maybe?
I guess.
Gotta show that butt, you know?
Oh, babe. Eric, we gotta get enough seagulls so I can get my night core tips. Alright, so if you want to... do you
Yeah.
want me to teach you multi-targeting?
I'm starting to understand, so I mark him, and then I choose which
mark-
weapons.
You mark what targets you want,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll be labeled A, B, C, D, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you click on the letters on your weapon rack, and it will change what target they're going to.
Okay, I'm trying to...
Right click. Yeah, I don't know. Well, right click cancels. I thought you were stuck.
No, I'm trying here,
Now,
but then
okay, you want to shoot the yeah, see? And then now you can hit the letter. The
B.
the letter. Yeah, see, and then it
that one.
changes.
There we go. A, and B.
Man, this is what raising Lucas must have been like.
fire.
Holy shit. I fucking blinked.
And it was gone.
Reporting. One less.
Wow, that was the most lore accurate thing I think I've seen all day.
Come in, Doctor.
A little busy.
There's a
Pilot is
Jenner.
dead,
I'm not happy about that.
but so are half of my engineers. It's an unholy mess in here. Bodies
Come on, you can
everywhere.
take the walking penis.
Yeah.
Can you get the ship flying again? I need an update.
Look. do you
That
want
Jenner just
what they
multi-target
want
your
to fix that
Vindicator with
ship?
one medium laser to step up and flex on you. The vanilla AI in this game sometimes fucking get behind it. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Wait, what do we have here? Right torso.
Doesn't seem to have anything you need though.
No.
Hey, check his arm though, because if you blow off the torso, you blow off the arm. On
The
top,
arm-
right?
They're
On the-
they're both
on-
here, so
No, on the top, Eric. If you check, if you blow out the right
yeah,
torso,
but
you
there's
blow off the arm,
nothing.
it's-
Nothing is gone here. They're all
Eric-
white.
No, Eric, that is just the list of weapons.
Yes.
That the whole body has. You look at the highlight the left arm.
Yes.
Highlight the. Eric, you are doing nothing. Oh, look, the SRM2. So if you blow out that right torso, you can get rid of that arm because it will come off,
So-
and you get rid of the SRM too.
So the right torso, you said, which is this.
Yes.
Yes, because if you lose the torso, you lose the arm attached to it.
Let's try.
Got it.
Nope. But a crit to the laser.
Critical hit, Commander.
I'm not even sure you hit the right torso.
I'm not sure either.
I don't know.
Then again, it is just a locust.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, he went.
And that's me when I got home from school. It's my legs have been killing me.
That's how you walk when you haven't wiped good enough, so it starts to itch.
Oh no, it's when you get my. I did not know that mud butt was a genuine term until like half a year ago.
What term?
Get on. Mud butt.
Mudbutt?
Mud butt.
Just to warn you, you need to be checking your ammo, dude. You're running out of AC5 ammo on the Shadow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You could say that if he runs out of ammo, a Shadow Hawk down. Black Hawk down reference.
Yes. There. Ooh, sensors impaired at least. Goddamn. Oh, my poor Shadowhawk.
Internal
Shadow Hawk down! Shadow Hawk down!
Well, he
Yeah,
overheated,
Shadowhawk.
so...
waiting for orders.
Dude, look at the fucking heat bar on that fucking gym.
Yeah, it started... it's basically burning.
The mod I use, Advanced 3062,
Yeah.
adds the tabletop rules for heating, so you can detonate your own ammo and shit.
Oh man.
Does it work with the AI?
Yeah. Well, I've talked about it endlessly. Like, I love this game, and it's great for people who are new to BattleTech. But honestly, this game is almost unplayable without mods now,
Yeah.
Holding firm.
just because of content and like stuff that should be in the game but isn't.
And I mean, the DLCs have sort of helped with that, but each DLC gives like 2 mechs. But there's like. Okay, time to go to Siren and then check just how many mechs to put. Battle mech.
Copy that.
Specific we go with
Tango.
there's
down.
no specific clan. Okay. It's like over 600 mechs that have been canonical
Mm-hmm.
BattleTech lore. Including things like the
My problems with this game it was a lot in terms of intricate.
Taking the shot.
maybe it could have been the first game ever
Oh.
relating to BattleTech that could have actually made some sense of aircraft.
Here we go. Grim Sybil is here.
I think your hopes are too high. They're,
Yeah. Yeah. What was that, mech?
That's a quick draw.
Ah,
That's a heavy mech.
Mm-hmm.
still no assaults.
Yeah, you're not going to see assaults. And
So, let's see. What do we have here? Jump jet SRM ammo.
Go for it. Go for the right torso, dude.
die, Jenner.
Call shot. CT destroyed.
Jenner. And it's
Yay! He's
oh,
down.
got the CT, so it's dead. It's dead, Jim.
He's fucking dead, Jim. God, it's lagging a
My
bit now.
favorite thing is that the old 25th anniversary box set has a sculpt error with the Jenner.
Oh
It
man.
does.
Receiving you.
It's a bit
Because, okay, you know how the Jenner has the head that pokes out from like the center torso, basically, like the
Mhm.
back? They accidentally sculpted a missile rack where the head and the support beam connects to the body. So if you were to fire the missile rack, it would open to the back of his head.
Oh
In,
no.
in the way it's like sculpted,
Ooh.
and it's kind of funny. So is the Jenners.
Yeah.
It's a penis.
it's a walking penis.
When are we getting the Gurkha in an official BattleTech game?
No.
Oh.
I would argue that this is the time to be using the AC5 actually.
Yeah.
That thing is going to hurt you as much as you hurt it.
Yeah, it's a Shadow Hawk, and that makes me nervous. Quick draw!
But that doesn't.
Whoa!
Whoa! Enemy screwed up.
Oh!
That's a heavy mech.
Whew.
Nice heat, idiot.
Commander?
I'll let you do
Loc
the-
time for the Locust MVP run.
Yep, it is.
Oh, the radio tower, the spin!
Gotta love those little
Oh.
weird errors that happen.
Also, to answer your question, Tim, I've been playing BattleTech for almost 10 years, maybe longer. I still don't understand aircraft
Damage. Critical.
at all
Yeah.
because I don't want to read 200 rules or 200 pages worth of rules about fucking bullshit.
Like how to move.
Because honestly, a lot of movement for like
Engaging target.
aerotech completely involves shit like going off the board and. However, my favorite rule in BattleTech is artillery because in BattleTech rules, artillery can get knocked off the board into other people's games.
Firing. Salvo.
How does it work?
How does it work? If it goes off the table, you go to you still count it towards the nearest game.
It's pretty sick.
See if you can, Eric.
Hmm? Yeah, the problem
I'm
is
thinking-
overheat here.
Well, get rid of the LRM5 and laser. See if you can. Oh, okay.
It's
I'm sorry.
just
I
on
thought-
the
I
edge
thought if
there.
you could, I thought I was thinking, could you just eke out just
No.
one?
Can't.
Because if you hit with a PPC, you impair their sensor.
Well, it might be worth an overheat to do that.
But you're taking structure damage, which you cannot afford. Plus, the arm that holds your PPC is
yeah, it's critically damaged.
open. So I would just turn down the heat, just fire what you can, turn down the heat, and then start blasting them as soon as like fucking possible.
I can do those two instead. LRM and medium laser.
It's not much, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Copy that.
This is going to hurt.
Whoa, Tim,
Yeah.
what was that sound?
What sound?
Both arms
There's
are off.
fear in- Oh my god!
Oh,
My Shadow Hawk
no.
is fucked.
Right click your Shadowhawk, see what you got left on the thing.
And SRM2.
Well, you know what that means, Eric. Melee time.
Going to go and kick them.
Waiting for orders.
Also, I looked it up. Yeah, there's a very good reason why the planet Detroit was a thing. It was the only planet that was involved. Well, it was the planet involved in the only full-scale conflict that was fought between periphery states during any succession war, specifically the Taurian Canopian War, or the 200-hour war.
Also, Eric, since your Locust has 2 machine guns on it, you want to be entering melee mode, actually.
Yeah, currently I was just moving it a little bit. I should probably get a little bit closer. That's too
I
much.
don't know, yeah, there's shots with the fucking blackjack though are fucking deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are big dick hit numbers.
I'll go like that because the other one is overheated right now. That didn't do much. God damn.
Too much.
Yes, Commander.
If only you didn't waste your called shot on a fucking...
Oh, I have more called shots.
Get rid of the medium laser. Well, the LRM5 isn't really doing much. Oh no, actually, get rid of the M laser.
There we go, and I can do a precision
Because if you
strike.
think about this, all right? Each individual missile hitting could be a critical hit, compared to a laser, which only has a chance for one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plus, it's only 5 less damage. Just like.
Yeah. But should I do a precision strike here?
Nah, your numbers are really slow.
Firing on target.
Wow.
Target
Well,
taken. Critical hit.
talk to me.
Well, this is Behemoth. Shall we go into close combat?
It's about all you can do. Unless you want her to eject.
Well, let's try.
And then you got him just slapping his dick on his keyboard.
Position confirmed.
Tim, stop slapping your dick on your keyboard.
Targeting
No.
physical attack.
Structure exposed! Ho ho ho!
Oh, I'm playing Hot Lava.
Hit, Commander.
Ah, nice.
Instead of watching the stream,
I'm sorry.
Instead of watching this
you-
incredibly
you missed
suspenseful
it.
fight.
Eric kicked the torso of a quick draw and detonated its ammo.
Damn.
Mhm.
Can't believe I missed that.
You missed a good one here.
No. But no, Tim's like, oh no, I'm not going to support my friend Eric. I won't watch him. Who would want to watch him?
Okay. You fucking think that I don't support Eric in his streams? Just give me like a minute.
I'm like,
Oh
why
boy,
don't
was
you
he...
support me?
Just give me like a fucking minute.
Machine guns are godly when it comes to critical hits. Because each individual bullet is a chance
Ah!
of critical.
Yeah.
I lost my right arm.
Weapon system destroyed.
So I do hope you realize that once we get out of this mission, a whole new mechanic is going to have to be opened to you.
Yeah.
Which is, since you're losing weapons because limbs are getting blasted off, you're going to have to learn how to refit your mechs with equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, you don't think I fucking support Eric's streams? I just became a $5 patron to it.
Wait, what? You gave
Enjoy
a
your
dollar to me on
enjoy-
Patreon?
I didn't give you $1, I gave you $5.
Ooh, thank you.
Wow.
I appreciate
Where's
it.
my $5.
Where's your $5? Start up a Patreon.
Nah.
Or better yet, I might as well just check your wish list. Bad money.
Yeah, but it's government.
Why is money so hard?
It's government. It's government money.
Acknowledged.
Oh, come on. Die already.
Is it just me? Is it just me, or has Borotroma's price gone higher?
I don't know.
I haven't checked. I've
Depends
been
on-
waiting for it to get like the price lowered.
Commander?
Come on, kick him. Ho ho! Right arm destroyed. Torso destroyed.
Critical hit.
Warning. Detecting mech warrior injury. Warning. Weapon system destroyed.
Okay then.
Orders.
Kick. Kick everything.
Engaging.
No.
Tick, more tick.
It lost the other arm.
I lost the torso and the end.
Oh my god.
So Tim, did
There.
you hear that sound?
Engage.
No.
Oh, I killed
Spear
her.
in the air and blood on the ground. Oh no, hear him howl. My werewolf boyfriend is on the
Oh,
prowl.
no. Oh no. Okay, you fucking. Where's your $5? I just bought you a video game.
I mean, and then you take it so seriously. You just spent $10.
I bought you the deluxe edition of Air Missions Hind.
I
Enjoy
forgot
it.
I forgot. I probably will. You know how much I like simulations.
Yeah. You're getting some extra helicopters with that now.
I
Getting-
honestly, tell you the truth, never have played a helicopter simulator. Most
Uh-huh.
because I don't really know a lot of them. I know that they
Right.
exist. I just never really played them.
Well, now you have a chance to play one.
There, I
Like
kicked it to
said, I am-
death.
Like I said, I am horrible at money.
I just kicked the Shadowhawk to death with a Shadowhawk.
Well, see, Tim,
Nice.
if you really supported me, you'd buy me the Neo Xeon.
Dude, one day.
For people who don't get the joke, the Neo Xeon is a Gundam model kit that's like $300.
Depends on what kind of job I end up getting, but if I get a high enough paying job, you fucking know I will buy you a Neo Xeon.
Is there any? What is more expensive than the Neo Xeon?
The three most expensive model kits in the Gundam line, I believe, are the Dendrobium, the Neo Xeon. No, the P Bandai version, the Neo Xeon 2. That is the most expensive Neo Xeon model kit that we have right now. Because I believe that thing's like close to actually close to like $400 to $500. Of course, this is excluding like some exclusive ones that were like one out of kind, like the Gundam model kit that was made out of solid gold.
What? There was one made of solid gold?
And I'm not talking about like your shitty 18 karat gold, like pure 24 karat gold. An entire high grade model kit version of the Gundam, cast entirely out of 24 karat gold. That actually exists.
Nice.
I believe it was sold at an auction for over $1 million.
God, the refits that you're gonna have to fucking do.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, now you're gonna have to learn how the mech bay works.
Wonderful.
If you don't, if you do not pick up a fucking.
Quick draw,
Actually, I don't
please.
know. A Shadowhawk is probably. We could do for a Shadowhawk. I mean, it's just a piece, whatever.
Yeah, I think a partial
The
Shadowhawk.
reason why, don't quote me on this, because the reason why I think the quick draw is guaranteed in this mission.
Huh.
Because me and Lucas were talking about it, and me and him both always got it. Or maybe it wasn't the quick draw. I think it's a Centurion you get. So yeah, pick up the quick draw, just in case.
And the
And of course,
Jenner, I
the
guess.
Commando.
Why do you want the penis? Well, I guess it's better than the locust. Like, yeah, let's. No, yeah, pick up the penis. No, oh no, wait, but we do have a piece of a commando.
Yeah.
So I can take a
Go with the
commando
commando
instead.
instead.
So I guess it's up to you.
No, I'll take a commando since I'm already...
You might get the penis one anyway.
Yeah, precis. Exactly, I mean.
Erich will finally get
You
a
got.
commando.
Oh, you
I got
got
a
the
locust.
piece.
Oh well. Whew. Well, that was
Here
one
comes that
epic
ex-
battle.
Hope we need more Finnish man dialogue.
I think the most annoying story mission is the one after the next,
Mm-hmm.
because that is a mission that has like 8 to 12 mechs on it.
Oh, holy
Oof.
fuck.
And I'm not talking about like pirated broken mechs. I'm talking about fully repaired like hunchbacks and centurions.
Yeah, you're gonna need some bigger firepower for that.
Oh yeah, and that one's a time crunch.
Ooh.
The mission itself has a time limit.
Look at that. That's
Yep,
some...
that is a Star League spaceship.
Yeah, I have to say, I like the cutscenes in this game.
They have a nice aesthetic to them.
Mm-hmm. They sure do. They have a really nice aesthetic to them.
So as they said, that thing hasn't flown in 200 years.
Sounds about right.
Lucky that it was on a moon and not on a planet, because then you would have problems reaching escape velocity and everything.
And that thing was in the Star League Civil War. It probably got fucking shot up by a laser broadside and just fell onto the moon.
Yeah, I hear
Well-
a phone in the background.
Yes,
Hello
you
there,
do.
lady
I'm not
who showed
picking
up.
it up. Erich knows that all it is fucking toll-free calls and fucking telemarketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In exile, high orbit. Yay, we did it. Oh, right, it's her. The girl I thought died. Right. Okay, but with that, I'm going to end the stream here. We're going to go through how to use the freaking base and everything so I can learn how to use this.
We'll do it next time.
Yeah, we'll deal with this the next time, and it will be next week. So join us then. Everybody say goodbye.
Boom.
Bye.
Solomon, I will return.
Bye.